Welcome back to Houston Newsmakers, where I'm delighted to welcome back to the program Dr. Ruth Simmons, former president of Prairie View A&M University, former president of Brown University, former president of Smith College, and now currently author. Her latest book entitled Up Home, One Girl's Journey. And I love this book. We've talked about this. I know you told me when you were in the process of writing it, and it's here. What are your thoughts now? It's out there and people have been reacting to you as you have been traveling the country. What's your takeaway?
Well, it's been quite amazing to me because I think I may have told you I wrote this book for my students to give them a sense of how a life is constructed. It doesn't have to be all be pretty things and nice things. It can be made up of many opportunities to learn and expand your worldview. But the curious thing about it is that the way that older people are reacting to it. And I think the reason for that is that I do try to be truthful about my my journey. And many older people come up to me and tell me their journey. And so it sparked many conversations about the challenges that people face in their lives, and it's been incredibly rewarding.
As you were the youngest of 12 children in that home in segregated Grapeland, Texas, the older folk would probably say to you, I don't know how you were able to get through that. And younger folk would say, I don't know how you were able to get through that.
Right.
And so you said you were writing it for your children. It seems to me it was a kind of book that lets people know that no matter what kind of obstacles you may perceive are there, that they don't necessarily have to be there.
Absolutely. And in fact, what I emphasize is that the very things that I thought would be the worst things in my life turned out to lead to the best things in my life. And that's the wonder of it.
One example of that.
Well, for example, you know, when I was unable to go to college here in Texas, because my teachers thought that the newly integrated universities wouldn't be ready for somebody with my mouth. And so they sent me away to Louisiana to a small college that would take care of me. And I just thought, well, oh, gee, I really don't like this very much. And yet it turned out to be absolutely the best thing for me, this small place, because I got there and right away I started pointing out everything that was wrong there, right?
And they needed that. They may not have known they needed
that. Right.
And it also seems like to me, I've read the book digitally, I've listened to the book audio, thank you for doing the voicing on that as well. And it seems to me as well that throughout this whole journey, that there were always people who were willing to give you support because you were willing to receive support.
Yes, which is what I say to my students, okay? You have to be open to people entering your life and giving you the benefit of their knowledge and their gifts. And I had teachers who stepped onto my path, and knowing that I was very poor, just made things happen for me, taking money from their own pockets sometimes to do that. In fact, when I went off to college, I had nothing to pack to go off to college. And my teachers invited me to their house and had me go in their closets and pick their clothes. And that's what I went off to college with. Is that something? So there have been so many wonderful people like that in my life who have reached out to me, and I've always wanted to acknowledge them and to be thankful for their help.
And it seems to me someone who reads this book would be able to come away with a feeling of gratitude for maybe what they have when they thought, oh, woe is me, woe is me. You had less than woe is me, and you were able to do something with it. I really got a kick out of your feelings when you got to school and you were able to have your own desk.
Yes.
Relate that.
Well, I'm the youngest of 12 children, Cabral, and in a 4-room shack. There's no room for an individual child, and so I had nothing. And when I walked into school the first time, there's this wonderful teacher there who says, "Welcome, baby. Here's your desk, a desk for me." With my own books, with my own pencils and so forth. And I think that first experience I always talk about because it made me wake up to the fact that school was going to be the most wonderful thing in my life. And that's why I've dedicated myself to education, basically, because I know the impact it had on me.
There are a lot of times in our lives that we all have an opportunity to go right or left.
Yes.
What was it that kept you going the right way and not going astray?
People caring. I certainly didn't want to disappoint anyone, not my mother and what she had taught me about the person I needed to be. I didn't want to disappoint the people who helped me. I often wanted to drop out of college, often, because, you know, people wouldn't do what I told them to do. And so...
That'll do it.
That'll do it. And yet every time I thought about walking away, I thought, but what about those unknown people who gave money for scholarships so that I could go to college? And the whole idea of it, that people would just give money for anonymous people to be able to get an education. That's such a powerful thing.
This is a powerful book. Ruth J. Simmons, Up Home, One Girl's Journey. If you're looking for something to give for the holidays, I think this is an absolute great gift. Whoever receives it is going to be grateful, and they're going to thank you for it. Dr. Simmons, you give so much of yourself in this book. You read this book, and I've known you for a number of years, and I kind of know you anyway, but I read the book, and I say, okay, that explains some of this stuff. That's why I've always done what you tell me to do. We're going to have a Newsmaker section because she is not only going around the country as an author, she's got a lot of other projects going on, including on college campuses. We're going to do that on Newsmakers Extra. Go to the Newsmakers page and find the continuation of our conversation. Thank you for all you do.
Thank
we
you.
appreciate you
Thank
so
you.
much.